Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shuffle Podcast, episode 281. I'm Joe.
And I'm Annie.
Annie, how are you doing today?
I'm so excited for this episode.
Yes, I am also excited. As I talked about just 5 minutes ago, I'm also very nervous. I'm a little
Yes.
sweaty, not just because it's warm outside,
Mm-hmm.
but we are recording this episode at Animal Kingdom Lodge at Disney World.
Mm-hmm. You're outside right now. The savannah is right there.
Got a great view of the hotel, of
Yeah.
the savannah, of the sky. Can't see any animals.
No
No animals.
animals, but still very cool.
Yeah, but we had this idea. I don't think it
couple
was
weeks
our idea.
ago. Was it? It was Riley's,
I think it was
I think.
Riley's idea when we were at Disney Springs. We were celebrating St.
Yeah,
Patty's Day at
yeah.
Raglan Road.
Mm-hmm.
And Riley brought up the idea of doing an episode or several episodes at parks, resorts, at
Mhm.
springs.
Anyway,
And we loved the idea. And so here we are doing our
Here
first
we
one.
are,
I
I
think it's pretty
know.
cool.
yeah.
It's a weird background, but that's just because the lighting in front of us is way better than the lighting was.
Yeah,
with
we
it
wanted
behind
to.
us.
We started out facing the other direction, so to like try to pick up the savannah in the background, but too backlit.
Yeah.
Did not work out for us.
And fair warning: if you hear other people, it's because we're
In public.
And if you see us looking down, like we continue to keep doing, it's because the computer is not here where the camera is. It's
Down
down
there.
here. So we keep looking at ourselves. So sorry in advance for how that looks.
Mhm.
But question for you. But
Answer.
I forgot to ask you something last week.
Yeah.
I wrote it down as I was driving home.
Hit me.
What is your favorite, if you had to choose, your favorite impractical mode of transportation?
Impractical.
Yeah. So like not a car, plane, boat,
Interesting.
train, bus.
Mm.
Those are all practical modes. What's an impractical mode of transportation that you would put as your favorite?
I think I would probably have to go with rollerblades.
That's a good choice.
Yeah.
Damn, rollerblades is good. It's a lot of work though.
It is.
Although I guess mine would also be a lot of work. I
What
was
is
going to
yours?
say like a Razor scooter.
Okay.
That's a lot of work for one of your legs.
Right. You'd have to like switch legs eventually, I
Yeah,
think,
which
depending
is,
on how far
have you
you
ever
were
switched
going.
legs on a scooter?
No.
I have.
Probably be hard.
Not easy.
No, I
it's like
imagine
riding
not.
with your other hand.
I bet.
Rollerblades are using both, so you're going to get equally tired. But you go way faster on rollerblades.
If you're going downhill.
Are you doing rollerblades like inline rollerblades or like little kid 4-2-2?
I feel like I'd have to go the 4.
Really?
Yeah, like the 2-2.
You're not going anywhere with those. Those are like the
No.
worst rollerblades
Yeah,
ever.
but it's better with balance, though, I feel like.
Sure, but if you're going fast enough on regular rollerblades, you're balanced like going on a bike.
Yeah.
It's practical enough, or it's fast enough, practical
However,
enough.
we're going impractical here, so
Yes.
I think for the bit.
You have to go with,
2x2.
That's a good point. That's a
And
good
my
one.
other, I don't know if this would even really count because it's actually was used as a form of transportation, but like a horse and carriage.
Yeah, it still is used
Yeah.
by the Amish and probably others, but
Right.
definitely the Amish.
But it is an impractical form
It is
of
very impractical.
transportation because it takes so long. However, a horse and carriage.
It is a horse and carriage.
like it'd be
A
pretty fun.
fun mode of transportation.
It's a horse.
What about like a pedal boat? You know, the ones where you have to like
Oh,
you have
yeah.
bicycle pedals on them.
Yeah.
Those would
Like
be
the little duck boats.
yeah, like you like it's like a boat is a practical mode, but
A pedal boat?
pedal boat is not.
No. Or like the little, they have the amphicars at Disney Springs.
Oh my god.
Those would be so fun.
Yes. I
It's
feel
a
like
little
that's
boat car.
is that impractical though? How cuz I guess it
I don't
depends on
know
how
how fast
fast
they
they can go
go.
on the road. Cuz I have
Yeah, because they can drive like a.
yeah, like
mean,
so
kind
I've
of like an
been
actual car.
you know what duck tours are?
Yeah.
Yeah, where you're getting a big
Yeah.
version of that.
Mhm.
So those are I mean they drive around cities.
Yeah.
I did one
I didn't think
somewhere,
about
I don't
that.
remember where. My mom did one in Boston.
They have them at Stone Mountain. Or they used to.
At what?
Stone in Atlanta.
Don't know what it is.
Interesting.
Okay.
I just thought with Riley that you might have heard of that.
Oh.
but I guess not.
I don't
That's
know.
okay.
But yeah, no, duck tours are fun. I think that those are arguably double practical modes of transportation.
Yeah.
It's a car and a boat, so you could actually go anywhere with that. That's the most
Yeah,
practical mode of
you could go anywhere.
transportation. The only thing that could make it better is if it flew.
It's a duck. Who's to say it can't?
It's a. You know what's crazy? My sister, my oldest sister,
Mm.
she is 5 years older than me. She did not think for the longest time that ducks could fly. She was like, no, ducks cannot. Like they just can't. And we're like, no, Tina, yes, like ducks can fly. How do you think
You thought they walked around or swam?
Yeah,
Like a chicken?
like well, chickens can fly,
Chickens can fly, but not
not
like,
well.
really.
Yeah, but ducks can fly.
Like
You did not
long
think ducks can
distances,
fly.
actually.
Yeah,
Very long
yeah.
distances.
Some ducks can fly
They migrate.
really high.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So she didn't think that.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so Razor scooter is definitely mine. No, I'm changing mine.
Ooh.
Still a scooter, but you remember those in gym class in
Watching
school?
that change in your
Yeah.
eyes happen was so funny.
Remember those like four-wheeled scooters that were like you just sat on in school in gym class? They were like little
Like the little trays almost? Yes.
with wheels. You could get speed on those things.
Yeah.
That's
Especially if you got somebody like pushing you across
Yeah.
the thing.
that would be my mode of transportation.
Interesting.
The thing is though, similar to what you said with the rollerblades, you have to be going downhill because that thing doesn't go uphill. At least with the Razor scooter, you could go uphill.
Because you can push yourself.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. You'd have to live in Florida where it's flat
Yes.
everywhere.
Yeah. Still be a lot of work.
It would, but that's why it's impractical.
Yeah. It'd be fun though.
Yeah.
Um,
I haven't rollerbladed in a long time.
I actually recently I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Do they even have like I'm sure they do. Roller rinks still?
Yeah, they do.
a thing, like
somebody had
sparkles?
their birthday party. Like somebody we work with had their birthday party there a few years ago.
Oh my God, I want to do that next year.
And
So fun.
it was a lot of fun. And it's just, go in a circle.
Yeah.
And then they're like, reverse it. And everyone's like, oh my God, you go back the other way.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Good.
What about ice skating? That's
So-
about as impractical as you can get.
The only time I've ever ice skated, fell and sliced my hand open. And that's what this
That's what that is?
scar is right there.
I've always wondered.
Yeah.
Not really. I've never noticed it.
Yeah, I have a big old scar right there because I fell.
With this ice skate or the ice you cut
The
yourself?
ice cut me. You know where I was, ironically enough, on a cruise ship in the middle of the Bahamas.
You can ice skate on a cruise ship?
On Royal Caribbean, they've got ice rinks.
Is it real ice?
Yeah, it's like an actual
Wow.
ice rink.
That's crazy.
And that was the first time I had ever ice skated. That's not the only time I've ice skated, but that was the first time I had. And my brother was doing really bad. He was like floundering around, and he fell, and I turned back to laugh at him. And when I did, I lost my balance, and I fell.
Karma got you real good.
Karma got me so fast.
Wow.
And then they were flipping out about it, like the cruise people.
Yeah.
They were like, oh my God, are you okay?
I used to be a ice rink guard.
What?
Yeah. Like before I moved down, like literally the job that I quit before I moved down here was I was the supervisor. So like I wasn't like on the ice all the time,
Right.
but I was when I started the job.
Oh yeah, because you lived in New York.
Yeah.
So that would
And so
make sense.
during the summer, I was a camp counselor, and then in the winter, we would turn like where the camp took place, which was, and it was predominantly outside, but there was an indoor like lunch area, and that
Yeah.
took place on the ice rink. And so in the winter, that was obviously full of ice, and we were the rink guards, and so
Interesting.
I like ice skated for like a job.
There's like 2 ice rinks in Atlanta, maybe.
Yeah. I'm sure there's actually more than you realize.
Probably, but not like big ones.
Yeah.
Because I've done research because I wanted to go ice skating one
Yeah.
time, and the closest one to my house is like 30 minutes away.
Well, I think that ice rinks are not as much of a dying thing than compared to roller rinks.
Right.
Like, because ice rinks, obviously, you got hockey, and hockey's played everywhere.
Not in Atlanta.
There's no Atlanta hockey team?
Mm-mm.
Oh, is there any Georgia hockey team?
You know of a Georgia hockey team?
No.
Yeah, I don't
Okay,
think
well, Georgia hockey is played almost everywhere.
so. Except for
So, like,
the down
ice
south.
rinks are very much in existence, but
Yeah.
like roller rinks, those are
They're
very
dying.
much dying
Yeah, because we
breed.
used to go to those. That was every child's party.
Oh
was
yeah,
at a
everybody's
roller
birthday party was at a roller rink with
Yeah.
bad pizza
rink with bad pizza.
and great music, and people who roller skate way too well
yeah,
for being at a roller rink.
right.
Like, hey, if you're that good, go to a skate park
Go
or
somewhere else.
go anywhere that's not there.
Anywhere there's not children.
When people are, and I feel the same way about ice rinks too. When people are like flying past me and doing tricks,
Doing their triple
and-
axles.
yeah, and I'm like, can you not? Like, there are people who are this is their first time on wheels or first time on blades,
yeah,
and they don't know what they're doing. You're gonna kill them.
yeah.
I still fall on ice
I'm sure I
or
would too.
on roller skate.
I've
I don't
only
know
been
the
ice
last time I
skating
fell on roller
literally
skates.
like
but-
twice. Have not been roller skating in years, so I couldn't tell you how good I
Yeah.
would be at it. I feel like I'd be pretty good.
Well, I mean, you pick it up,
Yeah,
hit quick. It's like I don't want to say it's like riding a bike, but it's similar.
Similar
I
concepts.
feel like anything involving wheels is like riding a bike.
I think so.
You eventually pick it back up.
Right.
Anyways, another one for you, and this is the one I think we're going to talk a long time about.
Okay.
Have you seen on TikTok or on any other social media this argument that's going on right now about 100 guys versus one gorilla?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have.
What are your thoughts? If you put, and I'm talking full blown silverback gorilla,
Hmm.
no no baby size, no bear size, no nothing.
Right.
Silverback gorilla versus 100 random guys.
Random guys.
Yeah, not 100 of me, not 100 of Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Okay.
100
Random
random
guys.
guys. Who do you think's winning?
I think I gotta go gorilla.
See, so like, here's what's crazy. Literally last night, I saw this on my TikTok,
Mhm.
and I thought it was just a joke.
Wow.
And I was like laughing at it, because of the way they were talking about it was very comical.
Mhm.
And then this morning, my one friend sent us a like tweet that he saw that was the same question. And then at the same moment, I was also watching another TikTok about this, and I'm like, oh wait, this is taking the internet by storm right now.
Right.
And it was the talk of the town at work today too.
Oh.
Everybody was
interesting.
talking about
Yeah.
it. Somebody sent me another tweet on the way over here, and so I was like, well, we have to talk about this because it's the most trending thing right now.
Yeah.
And apparently, most guys think that the guys would win.
Right. Naturally.
I
That's an interesting, like, psychological.
don't want to say
experiment.
that because I'm a guy, I think the guys would win. I think because logically speaking,
sheer numbers.
there's 100 guys. I think without a doubt, the gorilla's taken out a lot. I don't think
Yeah.
all 100 are making it out alive.
My only thing is, it is a lot of people. Or what are those guys going to do against the gorilla? Genuinely, what do they have?
Numbers.
But what are they going to do with those numbers? Punch them? It's not going to do anything.
If everybody punches the gorilla, it could do a lot. Now, I did learn this about. I was watching
have
a
to be a
video. I
strong
did learn
punch.
this that a gorilla's skull is literally
Yeah, that's-
designed to prevent bludgeoning. So, like, you couldn't bludgeon the thing to death.
Right.
At
That's
least
what
not
I'm saying.
through
Like,
its head.
how would you
But
take
if you
it
like
on?
pile on top, everybody dog piles on the gorilla,
And then
it's
you
gonna
get to a point, I feel like you can't even, like, you get so many people on that gorilla, you can't get any more.
yeah.
It's like, what are the other 50 people going to do?
If you could even get 50 on a gorilla,
Right,
But
exactly.
I feel like if you dog pile 20 people on a gorilla, that gorilla's not getting up easily. But here's my
I don't
thing.
know.
And here's where I'm like, maybe I'm wrong,
Mm.
is that, 20 guys bum rush the gorilla. The first 4 to make it to the gorilla instantly dead.
Yeah, so
Like,
they wouldn't
They're
go.
getting immediately knocked out. There's no hope at all.
No.
So that leaves 16 guys, piling onto the gorilla. But then once people are piled on, then the others come in and start doing the work.
Just start getting brave.
Yeah. I think if enough people restrict the gorilla's movement,
Yeah.
the others could find a way to
That's the
beat
thing.
it
I think you
down.
could restriction. Yes, I think you could do it. But like to actually like beat it.
Yeah, what are we qualifying? I mean, I feel like it has to be to the death because
the
the
death?
gorilla's killing us.
We're talking about to the death. here.
Yeah.
How are you going to kill the gorilla, even with 100 people?
Yeah, because everybody's agreed no weapons. There's no weapons allowed because the
'Cause
gorilla's not allowed to have weapons.
You're
'cause they're
not going to do it
gorillas.
with your bare hands. I
No.
just don't think it's going
I
to.
mean, I wouldn't. Surely somebody out there could, go toe to toe with a gorilla.
I just don't think so. I really don't.
Again, 100 guys.
I don't think the
Do you think
quantity.
it's too many?
I don't think quantity is the issue here.
You think it's sheer strength?
Yeah.
See, I think quantity is the answer for guys,
I think
but
if you
think
had
it's also
100
the problem.
Dwayne the Rock Johnsons,
It's over.
maybe I think you could do it.
Yeah.
But any just
I think
regular-
the numbers are the answer and the problem because
Yeah, I
sheer
agree.
numbers means we just have mass over the gorilla.
Yeah.
But that we also get in the way of each other.
Yeah.
And once we start getting in the way of each other, the gorilla sees that as the advantage and then starts picking us off one at a time while we're also simultaneously picking ourselves off because we're just running into
Because then
each
you were
other.
also got 100 guys trying to work in
Yeah.
collaboration with
Because
each other.
now if you're trying to dogpile onto this thing, the guy at the bottom that isn't the gorilla
is
is
being
getting squished
suffocated.
between a gorilla and 100 guys on top of him. I don't know. I feel
I think the gorillas got him.
but they must get tired.
One would presume.
Yeah. So like again, I think the first 4, 5, maybe 10 guys that are going after this thing are getting absolutely wrecked. They are done for. We appreciate your sacrifice, men, but you're over.
Thanks for getting us started. But...
Yeah, but they are slowly draining the gorilla's energy.
Okay.
And so by the time you get to the 90th guy,
Yeah. Okay.
the gorilla's losing steam.
I can see that too.
And I think those last 10
Might have a
boys
shot.
have a shot.
Okay.
Yeah. We still have the task of killing said gorilla.
Right. My thought is go for the eyes.
Yeah, but you can't kill by going for its eyes.
Sure you can. That's straight to the brainstem.
If you puncture hard enough.
Correct.
But if you just like gouge, it's not enough.
Yeah, but then at least he's blind, I guess.
That's true. And if he's blind, he's a lot harder to. It's a lot harder for him to fight us.
This is like one of
That's
those
the
things
trick.
I
Blind
want it to
your enemies
actually.
always.
Not that I want it to happen, but like I would want it to happen just to see how it would go.
I would like a simulation, an AI simulation.
What does AI think?
I don't know
No.
that anybody's asked AI yet.
Somebody should. I don't know enough about AI to do that.
But you do know enough about gorillas.
Right.
Yeah. Blinding them could work if you could get close enough to blind it.
Then you would need.
Because that's a
100
one-man
guys.
job. Blinding another being is a one-man
That's
job.
where you take the 99 and sacrifice them, and then that last guy.
Blinds him and does something to enough to kill him. That's got to be
Maybe.
so much force.
Less force than just bludgeoning him to
Yeah,
death.
because you can't do that. You can't choke it.
No.
Because there's
Their
just no
necks
way.
Probably.
I don't even
too.
know that I could get my whole arm around a
I
gorilla's
don't
neck.
think you could.
Got long arms. I'm pretty lanky. I don't have the strength to choke out a gorilla, though.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
All right, that's an interesting.
What's the
topic.
biggest animal that you think 100 guys do have a chance against?
Ooh. I don't know. Again, I don't think size is the issue here. Because
Well, the strongest animal. Then.
Strongest.
What's the
Okay,
strongest
okay.
animal you think 100 guys have a chance against?
a bull.
A bull?
Yeah.
No shot.
I think they have a better chance of a bull than a gorilla.
I think they have equal chance.
Really?
Both
We
actually,
ride,
I think
we ride bulls. We do
I-
not ride gorillas.
Well, that's just because it's impractical. It's an impractical mode of transportation.
Changing my answer, gorilla.
Yeah, gorilla is my new form of transportation. It's because it's like taking a piggyback ride. Like you wouldn't hop on my back and walk into work, but it's just because it's impractical.
Right.
But like a bull is on all fours, so it's more practical.
I guess. What do you think? I mean, you think gorilla, obviously.
I guess I do think gorilla.
Um,
I mean, men have taken down mammoths.
with weapons.
Shoot, yeah, we
Put
could
a weapon
not
in their
take-
hand, and we're good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Put a weapon in my hand.
With
And I
your
could kill
bare
anything.
hands, what is the strongest animal we could take down? I'm saying we. I know it's 100 men, but I'm saying we.
100 people.
I'm grouping
Well, 100
myself
people.
into it.
Yeah. Let's be inclusive. 100 people.
Yeah.
Strongest animal.
I feel like some kind of big cat, not like lion or tiger, big cat, but like jaguar
I don't know.
or like panther.
cheetah. Cheetahs aren't that strong, I suppose.
It's true.
See, but then you bring in
Maybe like a
the
wolf.
claws, right? Like again, one swipe, it's over. This is like the whole bear versus gorilla thing.
Yeah.
Who would win in a fight? I think bear all day. Bear swipes its paw one time.
depends on the
gorilla's
kind of
slashed
bear.
open.
Black bear, no.
Sure, they're tiny, but most other bears,
Grizzlies, yeah.
like polar bear versus gorilla,
Yeah.
over.
Over.
I wouldn't put anything in a fight against a polar bear.
I would put a grizzly. I think a grizzly could get him.
No,
Brown bear.
I don't think so. Polar bears are massive.
Kodiaks are bigger.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they the biggest?
I'm pretty sure.
What's the biggest bear?
Fact check.
See, I'm
Okay.
polar bear.
Okay.
Polar bears are scary. Unless it's a
I'm
little
not
baby.
saying that. Ooh, you know what? A walrus. That's my answer. Against 100 guys.
That scares me too.
But I feel
I
like
guess
they
it
could
can't
do it.
do much.
I feel like they could do it. I feel like it's slow enough, and like lumpy enough that they could
Lumpy
do
enough.
it.
But then how do you kill a walrus? Because like the obvious answer, drowning. But the second you put that thing in the water, the 100 guys lose.
It's over. Yeah.
That thing's got the upper
Yes,
hand.
maybe not a walrus.
Because where's a walrus's neck? They're all neck. A walrus's face and then nothing but neck. Like a snake.
I
The snakes of the ocean.
feel like a panda bear,
2 guys could take a panda.
and they don't do nothing.
I don't know.
I don't know, because it's
Starting
like
to
a
doubt the strength of 100 guys to be at all.
yeah, because it's like I feel like there's a line, and below that line, 100 guys could take easy, and above that line, 100 guys would lose so fast.
Yeah.
I don't think there's very much in between.
What are like strong animals?
I know, but we work with animals. How do we not know?
I don't know.
Because like
I-
I'm going towards carnivore, but it could also just be. I guess gorillas aren't carnivores, so
No, I guess not. That's tough. I wouldn't say, I don't know that I'd say much of the big cats besides the cheetah, but even then I don't think it takes 100 guys
cheetah's
to kill
not
a
a
cheetah.
capital B big cat.
That's true. There's no shot we got a rhino.
Oh my god, there was an ant crawling on the screen. I thought it was
Freaked
on
you
my
out.
leg.
I was like, why did you just like attack
No,
yourself?
it's on the screen. There we go. I got it.
No, there's no shot we got a rhino.
No. Maybe a black rhino. No.
No, just the armor, right? We have to talk
Yeah.
about killing something with our bare hands. Honestly, it might have to be a panda bear. And it takes 2 guys, and they got 98 friends watching. It needs to be something, and that's why I think people settled on gorilla, because it needs to be something that people like, that it has an even chance again. It'll kill some of us.
I think you could
but
do like
we've-
a smaller monkey. Or even
Mm.
like a female gorilla. Not like a silverback.
Yeah,
Because they're at least smaller in
at
size.
least smaller. Yeah,
I think you need a little bit smaller of an animal if you're going to do gorilla. Or like monkey.
yeah.
Because like chimp's scary as there. I feel like if you got 100 guys against a chimpanzee, you could do that too.
I think that's a fair battle because
Yeah.
chimps will
They're psychotic.
Yeah.
But I feel
chimps will
like
get you.
100 people and one chimp, I feel like can be done.
But like, make it a big chimp. Don't give me like a little bitch chimp. I want like the biggest chimp you got. And
Like
then
an orangutan. Or orangutans.
no, are you insane?
They're huge, right?
Yeah,
How big is an orangutan?
big enough, and their arms, they're big.
But I feel like they're so like docile.
I think
that
compared to gorillas, they're more docile.
Yeah.
But I think like size wise, they are almost equal, if not larger than gorillas.
you say there's giant orangutans too. Like that's actually a species. How big is an orangutan compared to a human? I don't think I know.
Bigger.
How much bigger?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Stronger is all that matters. It doesn't
Okay.
matter the size, right? The size isn't what matters. It's the strength. And
Yeah.
I think yes, orangutans are docile, but look at the
about-
way they just like move so swiftly. It's because they're strong. The
What
core
about-
strength, the arm strength.
Of course, an
Yeah.
orangutan. What about like a crocodile or an alligator?
I think we could take it down.
I feel like we could kill that.
See, but at that rate, like, does the killing
Step
need to
on it.
happen? If you can
Jump on it.
bind it, you've won.
But we're going to the death here. Because now we're back to, I feel
Yeah.
like 100 guys could probably bind a gorilla.
If enough of them could get close enough to do the damage.
Right.
But that's the problem, is can enough people get close enough and dodge the swings and the punches and the biting?
think it
That's
would
the other
take-
thing, the
I would-
biting.
Yeah.
You know the bite force of a gorilla? I learned this
Yeah.
today.
What?
It's like 1,300 pounds or something like that.
I believe it.
And apparently the
You seen
average
those things?
strength,
They're terrifying.
the bones break at 100.
And they're like 1,300.
Yeah, they could just bite through my leg.
Oh man.
I feel like most animals could have a strong bite.
Yeah. Against us.
Yeah.
I think most things could probably kill us.
How far? How hard can we bite? Nothing compared.
Did you know that we could bite our own pinky off?
I don't believe that.
I think we could.
I don't think we can.
But your brain doesn't let you.
Because my brain doesn't let me. I have bitten. I've put a baby carrot on my finger and somebody else's finger. I don't just put people's fingers in my mouth, but I have put a baby carrot and somebody's finger in my mouth at the same time, and I bit down, and the carrot snapped and the finger did not. I didn't bite but I slowly added pressure, and then the carrot snapped.
Why did you do that?
To test the theory.
Oh my God, what if you had bitten their finger
Well,
off?
if they started saying they were in severe pain, I would have stopped. But at no point were they like, this is too much pain to bear.
That's crazy that you did that.
Yeah.
What if you had bitten their finger off?
I wouldn't have. I would have stopped long before that happened.
I just don't
Because
think...
you can feel your teeth going into the carrot. And at no point could I feel my teeth going into the flesh of this person's finger.
Ew. That's gross.
I'm not a psychopath, I promise. I just know that there's no way that was ever accurate. Unless, I guess you can differentiate where you put the pressure in your mouth. Like you can shift the pressure of your teeth. And so if I had,
Ugh, I don't like to think
I
about
can
this.
shift to this side for the carrot or this side for the finger. Damn. My
So
brain
your
didn't let me.
experiment is
Invalid.
invalid.
You need to put a finger and a carrot in a machine
And do it to the
And just
same
do
bite
it.
force.
Yeah. and see what happens.
Yeah.
Mythbusters. We need you.
Love the Mythbusters.
So good.
Love the Mythbusters.
So good. Go ahead. Do you have anything?
No, not really.
Okay, you want me to keep going then?
Well, I was going to say that I had said to Joe today, I was like, I have nothing to talk about for the podcast.
Yeah.
So he needed all the ideas. But I've got like 2 minor points of conversation. They're not going to be long discussions. Bless you.
Jesus.
That's one thing about sitting outside here. My nose is like getting stuffed up.
Yeah.
A little more
Yeah.
allergies.
I don't have
here.
allergies, but yeah.
I don't really either, but
I'm built different.
okay. Anyway, good news. Last week we talked about how I'm going to jail for tax evasion.
Oh,
I am no longer going to jail for tax evasion.
have you figured it out?
So no,
Okay.
that's the interesting part. All of a sudden, yesterday,
They said it's
I
accepted.
got 2 separate emails because there was one for state, one for federal, saying they were accepted. And I texted my dad. I was like, "Hey, did you do something?" He was like, "No."
Huh.
So they're just
like, all right, fine, whatever.
they're like, "Whatever. We don't need this $550 that bad."
Wow.
So, not going to jail for tax
That's
evasion.
good. I'm sure it'll come back to bite you next year, though.
Probably.
Yeah, we'll be going through this again.
The whole thing again.
365 days from now.
Yeah. So that was my one thing because we talked about it last week. My other thing was, as you know, I'm running a half marathon next year.
I did not know.
What? Okay. Well, I'm running a half marathon.
Why?
Madeline forced me to sign up for one with her.
Oh, okay. So you are being forced.
I wanted to, but like I probably wouldn't have if she didn't do it
Encourage
for
you.
me.
Yeah.
Encourage is a loose word for what happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Sign you up. If she didn't sign
she
you up,
signed
yeah.
me up and then said, "Okay, $200 because
Yeah.
that's how much it
Oh,
was."
I would never.
Steep.
Paying to run is insane.
Steep. Yeah, steep.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm running the Disney Half Marathon next January, marathon weekend.
Yeah.
And one of the main reasons we're doing it is because of the medals. The medals are books. And of course,
Okay,
you know,
that's
to read.
pretty
So
good.
the
Yeah.
half marathon is romance books. And it's Daisy and Minnie in a pink medal.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
very
yeah.
it's very cute. So
Yeah.
that's why I agreed to do it. But so I've been trying to go out and run because I used to play soccer.
Gotta
I
train,
used to
yeah.
be. I'm trying.
Yeah.
But today, this morning, I got up. It was my off day, so I was like, I'll get up and I'll go run. I found that I like to find different places around Disney to run because it's relatively safe. There's usually paths everywhere,
Yeah.
whatever. So today, I tried a new one. I parked at Springs and I ran towards Old Key West in Saratoga.
Yeah.
Around the backside. And there was a golf course back there.
Right.
And
You get hit by a golf ball?
no,
God, just pegged in the head.
I
like
thought about
running.
it though. I was like, what would happen if
Yeah.
one just like came out of nowhere?
I
So
think people have died.
I'm sure.
Yeah. blunt force trauma.
Yeah, I thought about it the whole time I was running back there. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's three, I guess, 3 different trails back there. One of them is the walking running path. 2 of them are golf cart
Right.
roads.
Yeah.
Technically. They look the same. And they are not marked well at all. There's one sign.
No differentiating.
There's one sign at the very beginning that says walkway to Old Key West. And so I started on it, but then the path split into 3 and I was like,
which one's mine?
I Googled it. I was like,
Yeah.
where do I go? What do we do? So I just picked one.
Take the load less.
Yeah,
I can't even
I-
say it.
no,
Jesus
I
Christ.
literally-
I said
there
take
was-
the load.
The load less traveled. So there was nobody around. I couldn't ask anyone. I couldn't follow anyone. So I just went. I just started going.
Yeah.
Then there's golf carts, of course.
So you picked the wrong one.
So I picked the wrong one, but
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I don't really know like where this path goes. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
figure out if
Yeah.
I can go.
You're just
So
a girl.
I'm just a girl, and I'm running. I'm not the fastest runner, but marginally fast. And they have. So I don't know if you know this, but golf courses have like marshals or attendants. I don't.
Yeah,
even
they
know.
got
They've
people that
patrol.
monitor the
Yeah,
course.
this man. I've got
I do golf. every now and
got
again.
headphones in, so I can't really hear
Yeah.
my surroundings very well. This person in the golf
Was he
cart
yelling at you?
started chasing me down
You were on a golf cart only.
on a golf cart only trail, and I did not hear him, I guess. And apparently, this is what he told me. He had been following me for the longest time,
No way.
trying to get my attention without like scaring me.
Yeah. That's the like. At what point do you just give up?
I know, because he was in a golf cart, so he's trying to do this without like, I don't know.
Pulling up beside
Pulling up
you
right
and
next
making
to me
you
and be
like,
like-
"Whoa."
So, but anyway, that was really the extent of my story. Was today I got chased on a golf course because I went down the wrong way
That is
by a golf
actually
cart.
hilarious.
by the marshal.
That reminds me. I saw a TikTok yesterday of this person walking on a trail,
Mhm.
and this girl was riding a horse
Mhm.
behind him. And so she said, like, behind, or like coming up on your right, or whatever. I think she said behind. And the guy had headphones in, couldn't hear. And so,
Right.
like, she's getting, like, the horse's head is, like, getting right up next to this, like, right behind this guy. And I'm like, surely
notice, yeah.
peripherally, he sees her. He did not.
Obviously. Yeah.
And she's like, excuse me, on your right. And then, like, the horse, like, switches to the other side because the guy just, like, kind of veered over.
Just weaving and bobbing.
And like, I'm like, just go at this point. And she's like doing the voiceover. She's like, I don't want to scare this guy. Because like, imagine you're walking on a trail, all of a sudden
you turn and there's
horse
a
just
horse.
is right next to you. I would jump a mile.
Yeah. Right.
And eventually he just like happened to like turn his head and notice, and he did like jump and then went running forward.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's
Similar story.
Yep.
Which is funny because I'm usually much more aware when I'm running because, I'm
Yeah.
a girl running in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I run on roads too a lot of the time in Atlanta. So there's cars traveling around me. I usually don't wear headphones, but since I've been running out here, there's not as much to pay attention to.
Have you ever
which
tripped while on a run?
I'm sure. Not that I can think of, but I'm sure I have.
Yeah. I like notoriously catch the edge of sidewalks.
Yeah.
I mean, I still run, caught the edge of sidewalks
Yeah.
when I used to run. I was running down here when I first moved down here. The only time I've ever run down here. I ran
Mhm.
one time at 6:00 in the morning, and it was so foggy out that I couldn't see my hand in front of my face, and the air was so thick, and I was like, I'm never doing this again. And that was 7 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I ran out of sidewalk. I like did like a whole like around the block. It was a massive block.
Yeah.
But I ran out of sidewalk, and so I was like, well, I have to keep going. And so I was running on like this slope, like next to like an exit ramp of a highway, and just ate it. Just
straight
totally,
down.
yeah. Just legs fell out from under me, and I
Oh,
just
that's
went
so
down.
embarrassing because
Yeah.
people can. Well, did
It
people
wasn't
see
very
you?
busy.
Okay,
I
that's
don't
good.
think anybody saw me, but I think I probably just tell myself that to
Oh,
cope.
right?
And I'm
just the
Yeah,
knowledge
just
that
like the amount of.
because
the sheer
I
amount
bet
of
you
people,
somebody out there saw that.
Yeah, and thinks
And
about it
to this day,
day.
probably thinks about that guy falling
Yeah,
while he was running.
that fucking moron at 7:00 in the morning,
Right.
just eating the dirt on
That
his.
does
morning
remind
run.
me when we for our fitness test there one time our
The
coach
fitness Grand Pacer test.
no for soccer we not no the one I threw up on actually.
Oh,
So
okay,
that-
yeah.
a couple of the years our coach would run it with us because we would always bug him. We'd be like, "There, you couldn't do this. Why
Yeah.
do you expect us to do it?
Right.
Because we're college athletes."
Absolutely, yeah.
So every once in a while he would do it with us, And this one year in particular, he did it. We were running in a group with him, and he was kind of killing it. I'm not gonna lie, Coach
Yeah.
Mac, good job. But I was like, I can't let this man beat me. There's no, I can't let my
Right.
coach beat me in a
Yeah, no,
fitness
you have
test.
to be better.
Yeah. So I go at the very end, I take off, and I ran in front of him, and then I turn and he's coming in, and there's still a group of girls like around him running with him, and this one girl fell so bad. We're on a track, and she fell so bad. She was a little bit in front of him, but not too far. She ended up like spraining her ankle really bad. Like she was
Damn.
black and blue all around, but it was it wasn't funny.
Was it like face to
Her falling, yeah, it was like full on. Caught
Yo,
air.
when I see somebody fall and
went
they
flying.
skid their face,
Mhm.
I'm like, that is the most painful thing I
It
can
was
watch.
so bad to watch. And then the worst part was not the actual her falling. Our coach, instead of stopping to help her,
You step on her?
no, he
Oh.
jumped over her and
Hurdles.
kept running and finished.
Well, you got to complete the race.
That's what he said
Yeah.
too. Because we kept
You can
talking.
always turn around after.
Oh my god! Well, she's like laying there crying in pain, and he hurdles over
That's
this poor girl
hilarious.
to finish because they weren't far from the finish.
Yeah.
And we
He's like,
bugged
"She'll
him
be fine
about
for
it.
now.
We
I'm-"
literally that was like my sophomore year. We bugged him about it for years
As
after
you
that.
should.
And every time he's like, "What? I wasn't gonna not finish."
Yeah,
And we're
oh.
like, "You're."
I fully agree with him. I see your point. I fully agree with him. You absolutely finished that race. What is he? Lightning McQueen? He's not turning around, losing the race to help that guy. Absolutely not. You finished the race.
Well, he did.
Yeah, he's a real man.
He's little Irish guy.
Yeah.
He's like my height. He's
Oh,
like
wow.
5'4",
yeah, so
something
he's
like
got
that.
a little bit of a Napoleon complex.
Yeah.
That's why he finished the race.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I still support him.
All right. Well.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So anyway, that was literally the only two stories I had. I was sitting in the lobby waiting on you guys to
Yeah.
get here, and I
I'm
was
like,
thinking,
what can I talk about?
like racking my brain of things that happened this week.
That's what happens because today's Tuesday.
hmm
We just recorded on Thursday or Wednesday.
Yeah, it was
So
a
it hasn't
shorter.
even really been a week.
Yeah.
And so it's tough sometimes when there's a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
I've done like record on Thursday, record again Saturday.
You've done
and
a
I'm
couple like the same night.
a
Too.
couple the same day, yeah. And I'm like, God, I hope I
What
got
do you
stuff.
talk about?
Yeah, it's tough sometimes. Those are our lesser episodes.
Next week will be an interesting one for me. I
Yeah.
got a lot planned next week
Oh, that'll be fun.
because my parents are coming down again.
Yeah.
Don't, mother, not again. She
And-
thinks that I don't want her to come ever.
Oh, you hate your mom?
No.
That's crazy.
No.
You should. That's ridiculous.
Mother, I don't.
You
hate
should love your mom.
I love you, mother.
Yeah.
Anyway, next week we're going to Epic Universe. So
Yeah.
I'll have stories from that to tell
I
you.
bet, yeah.
I hope. I'm so excited for that. And then 2 days ago was my mom's birthday, so
Happy birthday, Mom.
we may or may not have some fun stuff.
What's your mom's name?
Brooke.
Happy birthday, Brooke.
Brooke and David, yeah. Just in case she does watch this, I won't tell you what it is because it is the surprise, but you might know.
I
Do you
don't
know? I'll tell you after.
Okay.
Yeah. But we've got some fun stuff planned
That's
next
cool.
week. So next week I'll have some stories for you.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I've got one other thing.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this story and I took a screenshot of it because I was like, there's no way this is real. And then it was real. So I saw this on Facebook, but it's from CBS News. A stranded man who was airlifted from Mount Fuji was rescued again days later after he returned to get his phone. Let me read you just like a snippet of the article. There was a climber that was airlifted last week
Mm-hmm.
off Mount Fuji and then returned a second time just 4 days later because he wanted his phone and other items that he left behind. He's 27-year-old Chinese student living in Japan. And it was I
was picturing like an older man in my head, 27 years
yeah,
old.
27 years old,
Oh
which
my
is why he went
God.
back for his phone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
27-year-old. It says he returned to the nearly 10,000-foot high trail to recover the phone and other items. Another climber found him there, unable to move after he apparently got sick for a second time, and that's what the police said. So this guy hikes a trail, gets to I don't know if the mountain is 10,000 feet. I think it's more.
It's a big one,
Yeah, 10,000 seems small for Mount Fuji.
maybe.
So I don't know if he made it to
Everest
10,000.
is 27, so
Yeah. So I don't know if he made it to 10
Yeah.
or
then stopped.
yeah,
Mhm, yeah.
or if the trail itself is 10 and he stopped somewhere
Yeah.
along the way.
Yeah, let's
Either way, He stops, gets sick, can't make it, gets airlifted,
Right.
rescued. 4 days. He goes, I need my phone and my stuff. Can't survive. So he goes, I'm gonna hike it again. Gets
12,000. So
okay.
almost
so
to the
he
top.
was almost to the top. That sucks.
That
Didn't
sucks.
make it.
That's
Twice
almost, that's
didn't make it.
almost worse.
Twice in 4 days didn't make it either time.
Yeah.
Goes up for his phone and other things. Gets sick again, and I mean couldn't move. I got,
Like
probably
altitude
almost
sickness?
died.
Is that what they're talking about? I'm assuming.
10,000 feet. You could.
Maybe.
Or just like the hike alone, just exhaustion.
Yeah.
And I'm unable to move.
Oh.
And thank God people found him. But I'm like, how dumb
Do you have
you
to be,
have
if
to
you
be?
can't do it the first time, what makes you think you're going
Yeah.
to be able to do it the
when
second time?
Last year, Riley and I took a trip to Acadia up in Maine, and I brought Darwin. And Darwin doesn't get a lot of, like, he doesn't go on
Activity?
walks. Yeah. So, like, his activity is, like, running around the backyard, which he enjoys doing. But, like, I don't take him on walks. I'm not a bad dog owner. I just, yeah, well, he'll get over it. He prefers inside time anyways. He likes laying on the floor.
Me too. I don't blame Darwin.
Yeah. And so here I am taking him to this national park with thousands of trails and trails that I have hiked several times and several of,
Yeah.
and I love them.
Right.
And I'm like, Darwin's got this. He's a dog. I took him on
Poor guy.
like one of the longest trails first, no training. It's like you going on your run raw. And so I took him on this trail, and we're getting close to the top. He was slowing way down. He got sick at one point. He just threw up. Yeah, I was
No,
beating
you
this
are
dog
a
to
bad dog
exhaustion.
owner.
And so I
Oh
was
my
like, what are we
God.
gonna do? At this point, we're like, we weren't even up to the top, and we had to hike all the way back down. Now
Poor guy.
I bought him a harness because I was like, he's gonna carry his own food and his own water. I'm not carrying that shit. I have to carry my own food and water. So I bought him a nice harness, had good pockets, and it had a good spot for me to clip his leash onto.
Right.
As soon as I took that harness off him, he was a different dog.
I'm sure.
Even after like he threw up, I took the harness off him to like let him relax, and he immediately had way more energy. Not like way more energy, but like
was
enough
better.
energy to hike all the way back, all the way to the top,
guy.
and come all the way back down.
Aw.
Yeah, the rest of the trip, that was like day 2
Yeah,
of
he was done.
7. He didn't go anywhere.
Good for him.
He barely could walk the rest of the trip. I thought I paralyzed my dog. But he just,
Oh my God.
I mean, imagine being on your feet for that long.
Yeah.
So
When you don't do that.
when he doesn't do
Poor
that, yeah. So
guy.
his legs were aching the next few days. Like I had to like help him walk around the campsite.
Oh.
He was not
Man.
having it. So we didn't go on any more hikes the rest of the trip.
Yeah.
But that's what that reminds me of, is like this guy.
It was probably similar.
Yeah.
However,
I thought we were
one
going to
was
have to
done in
call like a park
stupidity,
ranger.
and one was done by just being a poor guy.
Arrogantly.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Me and my dad's actually hiked Mount Fuji before. He loves to
Did he
tell
make
that
it?
story too. He did make it, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So he works for like shipping for a bunch of car companies in Japan.
Okay.
In Germany and Japan.
Yeah.
So he goes on business trips over there a lot. But one of the earlier trips he went on, I think before I was born, he went and he really, really wanted to climb Mount Fuji, and nobody else in his business group wanted
Did
to
he
do
go
it.
alone?
Yes. So not only did he go alone, but his last day, he was going to fly out like that night or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. He'd have to tell the story better, but he woke up at like 2 a.m. or something like that.
He did not hike a mountain at 2 a.m.
Yes. Or he climbed half of it at night and then stopped when he got tired and slept about like halfway up and then woke up early the next day.
What?
Seriously. Next time he comes, I'm going to have to like, you'll meet him and I'll tell him to tell
Finally,
you this story.
Jesus Christ, I can finally
I'll
meet
tell
him.
him to tell you the story, because I think what he did was that night he climbed halfway, he got tired, so he laid down and went to sleep on the
With
side of a mountain.
sleeping bag stuff.
I think he had like a sleeping bag and stuff.
tent.
I don't think he had a tent.
God.
Yeah, I think it was just out there.
Okay.
And then woke up the next day, like 2 or 3 a.m, and finished it, and then came back down, and then got on a flight and flew back home.
Alone. That is insane.
hmm
I don't even like. I can't even comprehend. I'm like totally at a loss for words right now. That is
Yeah.
insane.
Uh-huh.
That's incredible. I
Right.
don't think I'd hike any mountain alone.
Yeah.
Because God forbid you trip.
I'm pretty sure he was by himself because none of his friends wanted to go with him.
You roll your ankle one time, you're dead.
right,
over.
because it was in the dark too. Thank you.
You know what that was?
What?
That was a yellow fly.
Thank you.
I just saved your life.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I've never been bit by a yellow fly. They're flying around.
I've also never been bit by a yellow fly, but I keep seeing this one coming around. So maybe we should get close to wrapping this thing up.
Maybe let's do trivia. We're at 45. 45 minutes. It's 50, so.
Oh,
yeah.
that's perfect timing.
Yeah.
I was looking at the screenshot from this morning at 5:40 in the morning, and I was like, it's 5:40 p.m. right now. I'm like, I gotta go.
We gotta go.
Okay.
Riley and Joe
So-
get to go see The Lion King
Yeah, The Lion
on Broadway
King.
tonight.
Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, I have seen it before.
I have
This is
not.
Riley's first time though. So she's very excited. I'm also excited. It's a great show.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Much
Much as I like Festival of the Lion King and Animal Kingdom, I'm sure I would love.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane.
Man.
Okay. We pre-picked a trivia question and neither of us have a guess, but here we go. What is the coldest town in the world?
Still don't even think I have a guess.
Yeah, I have what I'm gonna write down, but it's not. I don't think it's a valid. I don't think it's a valid guess at all. Are you good?
Attacking me.
I don't even see it anymore.
Okay, we're safe. I think. It's scary. Okay.
Coldest town in the world. I feel like. I mean, it's up north, right?
Well, one would
Or
think.
down south.
Be down south. I think the north is colder.
I
Not
think
that
the
I
north is
know,
colder.
but like I feel like that in my head makes sense.
I don't even know if this is a town, but
But I was literally just about to say what I wrote down. I'm not even sure if it's a
Yeah.
town or not.
I'm locked in.
Me too.
What'd you put?
Halifax.
Halifax. Where's that?
I don't know.
Halifax.
I think it's in Canada or Alaska or something. I
Well,
don't know.
put North Pole, Alaska.
Yeah, we have a
'Cause
coworker who
there's
lives
North
there.
Pole. Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
Okay, it's in Russia.
Oh.
Oof.
Not.
Oymyakon. Oymyakon?
Oymyakon. It's in Siberia.
Located in Siberia,
Siberia
temperatures
is
can
a cold
reach
place.
minus 88 Fahrenheit. It's so cold, planes cannot land there.
That would kill me.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
I think it
survive.
would kill
It would kill
most
anybody, but
people.
like I truly would kill me.
88 below zero? That's ridiculous. Okay, so one, we have to find out where Halifax is.
Yes,
Um,
I will tell you.
Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Okay, I knew it was
which
up there.
means I win. Because
Do you? Oh, I
Alaska's
guess
way
Alaska is
closer to
definitely closer
Russia.
to Russia. Okay.
do you want to confirm? You don't need to confirm.
No,
I'm closer.
Alaska is
Yeah,
definitely
I'll
closer.
take the points.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You can walk from, or you used to be able to walk
used to be
from
able to
Alaska
walk. Yeah,
to
thousands
Russia,
of years ago, you used to be able to walk.
Yeah. which is crazy to me.
Back when there weren't a lot of people around, you could just walk over there.
Back when there was nobody to walk over there,
Yeah,
you could
back
just walk over
back
there.
when there were just animals roaming the earth, you could walk over there. You could take your Razor scooter if you wanted.
All right.
Okay, so that puts us. You're
I have
at 2
2.
points. I'm at 4 points.
All right.
Pretty tied up. Going week. This is week
3.
3, so
Yeah.
or next week. Where can people find you?
You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at Annabelle.Kessinger.
TikTok and Instagram. Wow, that's a new one. You've never said TikTok before.
I sure have.
I
Every
thought
week.
you've always just said Instagram.
No, TikTok and Instagram.
I guess I just haven't been listening.
Wow.
I was like, you started posting on TikTok?
I've always posted on TikTok. I haven't in a while. Actually, my last post was about the hurricane and like the hurricane at Disney.
Yeah.
And Milton or whatever it was, and somebody commented just recently because it was kind of popular, got like 250,000
Yeah.
views.
Okay.
Yeah. And somebody commented, they were like, "Should we be concerned that this is her last post?"
Oh.
I was like, I should probably go on
Yep.
and say hi. Anyway, yeah, TikTok and Instagram
Well,
at
I'm
Annabelle.Kessinger. Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. Annabelle Kessinger, continue. Your eat of the week.
My eat of the week. What have I had this week?
I don't know. You tell me. 6 days.
Oh, probably the falafel today at Mara.
I've never had falafel.
So today they had a falafel bowl at the Mara here. It's always something on property that is my eat of the week, but it was very good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm just remembering there was something that we talked about recently that I said, do you want to talk about this on the podcast?
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about it today.
I'll have to save that for a later
We'll have
date.
to save it for maybe next week.
I thought about that.
Yeah. It just hit me. I was like, oh my God, we had a great story that did not get talked about.
Yeah. I'll have to talk about that
But
next week.
just know that next week we've got a really good story. Next week or the week after, depending on how much stuff we have for next week.
Yeah.
But We got to write that down.
Yeah, we will.
Anyways, you can follow me on my photography Instagram, Sharky_photography, and my regular Instagram at Secret Agent Sharky. My eat of the week, the other day, Riley and I went out with her sister and some other people for her sister's birthday, and we went to Texas Roadhouse. I'm going with the flies back. I'm going with the 11-ounce sirloin that I had with
Okay.
fries and green beans,
Wow.
and of course their rolls.
Yeah,
So good.
they're so good.
So good.
I don't love Texas Roadhouse because I'm not a big steak
I
person.
love steak.
But their rolls are very good.
Yeah.
Megan gets like the bags of them frequently. They're very good.
So
Yeah.
good.
Very, very good.
As for the podcast, before this fly kills us,
I know.
as for the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter at CSGPod. That is CSGPOD. Follow us on TikTok at The Shuffle Podcast and on Instagram at The Shuffle_podcast to watch our clips and reels. And subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all at The Shuffle Podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. And thanks so much for joining us here at Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Our first resort outing.
Hopefully this is
I've been
well liked
rocking.
by the people
I know. I've been rocking the whole time.
yeah. Hopefully this is a well-liked episode, and maybe we can continue doing other hotels or parks.
Maybe
or
where the drums are not so loud.
Yeah.
They're really getting
There's
loud.
music that you guys can't hear playing right above our
Hopefully
head.
that you can hear.
Yeah, hopefully you can hear. It is the loudest
It's
thing.
so
I
loud.
feel like I have to shout.
I know.
But anyways, we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.